Hey, not too long ago, we test drove the new BMW 7th generation M5. And man, what a car. If you haven't watched that, I really encourage you to actually click the link in the video description to watch that. Now, this video is a little bit different. Why? Well, we are still in an M5, but my hair is longer. That's one thing. I need a haircut, but also this car is longer. We are in the M5 Touring. So it gets all the goodness of the M5 that we tested, but you get a little bit more, and more as in we have a wagon. This is the first time an M5 Touring has ever been offered in North America. So it's a pretty special car. Let's go. So this week was horse show week, and I was actually a little skeptical about having this car booked for a horse week because we need to move a lot of stuff. But surprisingly, this thing gobbles everything up you throw at it. We actually got both of our large bins, which are our tack bins for the horses, in here. They're huge. I got a barbecue in here. I got the big refrigerator. Everything that just fits in here. Believe it or not, like this has even more room than the X6M. The only M vehicle that has more room would be the X5M by a little bit. But otherwise, this thing has a lot of utility. And of course, not only utility, it has the performance to match. So actually, it's quite fitting to bring this much horsepower into an area where there's a lot of horsepower. I think it was kind of cool, actually. This Touring, of course, shares the same platform as the regular sedan. The wheelbase is the same. Of course, you do have a different body style. It's a hatch opposed to a sedan or a wagon because it's longer, but you still get all the goodness. We have the staggered wheels, the 20-inch in the front, 21s in the back. Lots of stickiness to them. We also get a cool roof spoiler on this one, opposed to the sedan that doesn't get that. And you got that great quad exhaust. I do find though, even in Dynamic Plus, for instance, this thing is fairly tame in sound. All right, so here we go. And yeah, I'm not getting it. I'm speechless. It's very, very, very quick. So this is about a 1/10 slower than the sedan, which is about a 1/10 slower than the previous version of the M5. And that's because you are carrying more weight on the new version here because of the plug-in hybrid powertrain. But you know, that battery is actually fairly low, and it actually gives it a nice low center of gravity. Now the reason why they actually even introduced this and why it's actually a slower version than the previous one, which never happens, usually they're always faster, quicker, it's because, you know what, you have to meet emissions in a lot of different markets. The PHEV is going to help with that as well. In some places you get, it's qualifies for less insurance. It's not as expensive because there's an electric component to it. So I get it. I totally get it. And I'm telling you right now, yeah, it's a little bit heavier. And for a 1/10 of a second, I really don't care. I'll take this any day. But the fact is that you're also getting 717 combined horsepower and 738 pound-feet of torque. That's where the big difference comes with that electric powertrain kicking in. So there is no dead spot at all. If there's any type of lag because of the turbochargers, that electric portion is going to take care of that. I want you to experience what it's like for full electric on this new M5. I'm just going to go from a stop. I'm not going to stomp on it to go and get it to kick down, but I'm going to go fairly aggressively. You can hear some powertrain noise, and it's going through the gears on here. Now that is we're basically 60 miles an hour or 100 kilometers an hour, and it's very brisk. This will actually go up to 140 kilometers an hour, which is about just over 80 miles per hour on the freeway or whatever, without going into the gasoline engine when you're in electric only. You get about about 40 kilometers of range on here, so about 25 miles or so, and you can charge it up at a level 2 in about 3 hours. It's a 14.8 kilowatt hour battery on here. Now, if I really put my foot into it, I wasn't exaggerating there. You get the full everything, and it's not even the full everything because we have just started that gas engine up. And one thing you notice is on the red line for the tachometer, it's showing lower, so it's warning you at about 5,500 RPM because we have not actually warmed up the gasoline engine. Now that it's on though, it will warm up, and as it warms, it'll actually grow or actually get higher in the RPM range. Okay, so we are only in normal mode right now. There are so many different modes that you can actually do and customize on your M5. And plus, to make some shortcuts, you actually have two M buttons, the M1 and M2, and you can program them to be as individual as you would like. And that's really handy because sometimes you don't really want to actually reach down and hit like I want to go into, this car mode and go and change all that stuff, where you can just hit one button and there you go, you're ready to go. This does come with xDrive, so all-wheel drive, but you can actually go and configure it even so it's essentially a rear-wheel drive vehicle if you want, more pure driving dynamics. But the steering is fairly responsive. There is pretty good feedback on here. I love the fact that I'm driving a car. I have to say that, we just drive so many SUVs nowadays, and driving a car, but a wagon at that, I got a ton of stuff here. You can carry, 5 passengers and more gear if you want with this one. We have the paddle shifters here to shift. We can control even how aggressive the shifts are. So there's so much adjustability in this car. I don't know if you can hear that, but when we're going, just coming out of a corner, this is like a tailor-made car. You can make it suit however your mood is or whoever is driving, for sure. Like right now, it's probably a little bit on the aggressive side right now for the transmission, but we'll deal with it. The M5 also has a really cool party trick. It's kind of like a push to pass, or in this case, a pull to pass. I'm just gonna even record it with my glasses here. All right, so we're in a straight line here. This is not when you're actually standing still. It's when you're already moving, is when you pull the left paddle shifter and you're not in manual mode. And when you pull it, it just says boost, and it just goes maximum insane. It's so quick. It's holding those gears, and it's going to give you all of that 717 horsepower right at your fingertips. It's wild how just a little bit different of a body style it can make a vehicle. To me, I think this, first of all, has a way cooler styling than the sedan. And I mentioned that for the sedan is that I love the drive of it. The interior was good. It's got great usability, but for an M car, it just didn't have the wow factor in appearance wise. I thought for the styling, it just kind of looked like a 5 Series. But when you put it into this Touring, especially with this matte paint, it really does catch your eye. And you know what? People that know this car will know. You're like, okay, that is definitely something very special. That's for sure. And you know what? It's not much more. It's a few $1,000s more than the sedan. I would get this one hands down because you get way more utility out of it. Having that hatch, plus the fact that it looks better, or even, that's subjective, but it's definitely more rare. You don't see very many of these around, and it's the first time ever. You got to take advantage. So if you are in the market for an M5, anyone that's watching this, please buy the Touring. Because if no one buys this, because everyone always says, oh, we want wagons, and then finally they brought a wagon to North America. If no one buys it, they're not going to bring it anymore. And then everyone's gonna be crying like, well, why don't we get it? Well, that's why. So what do you think of this M5? Leave a comment below. Can I already pick car of the year when we're only halfway through the year? You know, I don't know. It's very, very cool. I'm just enthralled, having so much fun driving this thing. And the fact is that you can actually just drive it economically in electric mode is just a huge, huge, massive bonus. So that's it for today. Hope you enjoyed the video. Ciao. Like always, if you enjoyed this video or any content on the channel, I have a lot of videos and not just automotive. We have tech, outdoor equipment, including robotic lawnmowers and snow blowers, and even travel, so something for everyone. I would really appreciate if you hit that like and subscribe button. It's completely free, and it allows me to continue creating more content like this for you. Hope to see you on the next video. Bye.